Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the channel. My name is Leo, and I will be your humble hillbilly host today. Today, we are in Crum, West Virginia. And if you guys haven't heard of Crum, I'm not really surprised. I would probably be more surprised if you had heard of Crum. Now, I'm going to have to ask y'all to bear with me today. As you can see, traffic here around Crum is just absolutely insane today. And there's been like 4 cars that have been by here today. And yeah, it's just really crazy. I'll quit that stupid stuff. As y'all know, if you've been watching the channel for a little while, you probably know we like to show old, lost, historic, cool things. And if you've been any part of southern West Virginia, you've probably ran on US 52 here for many years until US 119 was finished, 15-20 years ago. This was pretty much the main drag in and out of southern West Virginia. Pretty much all of it. You could go north on US 52 up toward Huntington, Charleston area and catch a real road. Or you could go south, a few hours down toward Gilbert, Yeager area and, catch a highway down that way. If you're from West Virginia, southern West Virginia, you probably have heard of Crum. I would be surprised if you hadn't. Looks like I'm going to have to pause here in a minute. I've got a train coming. But we are here for this very building right here. Now, if you're from here, you've probably driven by this spot many thousands of times. Okay, there it goes. Most exciting thing to happen in town all day, right there, that big freight train. If any of you happen to come through here, by the way, little store right over there called Copley's. Really nice people. They got everything in the world. It don't matter what you're looking for. They got it in 3 sizes and 6 different colors. Really cool people. Clean bathrooms too. Oh my God, I see 3 vehicles at one time. 4 counting mine. All right, I'll quit goofing off. Probably won't, but we'll say that anyway. Okay, I'll be serious. I'll quit. One of the goals on our channel is to highlight ordinary people that had extraordinary lives. Now, what is considered extraordinary? Well, I guess that depends on who you ask. But to us, Heather and I love the area that we live in, and it's full of interesting stories, and the people that laid the groundwork here, they're worth talking about. If you just happen to live in Crum, West Virginia, or have been on Route 52, you've passed this building before, I'm sure. But what is it, and what's the history behind it? Well, a man named Absalom Queen and his wife Nancy Murphy came from Virginia in the early 1800s and settled in this area close to here. His wife Nancy died early at 43 years old, and Absalom remarried. He had around 12 children. A couple generations later, on May 15th, 1880, William Mason Queen was born. He eventually met and married Mary Ann Copley. They became successful in the area and had the Queen store built, this building right here. Once known as the most beautiful building in the town of Crum, it was considered the center of town. It was built from local sandstone in 1935 by Italian stonemasons in the area, and was built under the watchful eye of a man named Alec Dominio to be sure it was perfect. It was built to be a general store and then later apartments for local residents. But as most things not taken care of, after the death of the Queen family, it has sat rotting for decades. There's been a lot of talk about people bringing it back to life over the years, but I think it's probably past that hope at this point. You know, the bones are still there, but that's about it. So we wanted to come out and document the old building before it's gone, as we have other buildings that are now gone. Then we'll head up to the final resting place of the Queens and tell you some very interesting things about the family and see who's actually there. Some of the family members' graves seem to be missing from records, so we're gonna go ahead and see if we can fix all that while we're at it. But now, like I said, this building right here, this was the center of town. This was the place to be, right? The grocery store and then later apartments. But I have driven by this building I don't know how many times over the years, you know, just passing through Crum. And, you know, I've looked, but, you know, never really stopped, never knew anything. Wow, look at that. Wait till you hear about their son. He will blow you away. So I'm guessing this was probably the main store right here. Let's see. What's over here? Not much wood left at all. But look at that masonry. Look at that stonework. That is really well constructed, isn't it? Of course, I gave, well, there's a weak spot. We went back and put some block in. But my point is, the fact that it's standing after all these years says a lot. Cool looking old building, isn't it? Just imagine back in the day, you know, what this place must have been like, you know, just jumping probably. Everybody, all the locals hanging out. Swapping moonshine. That's what I was thinking. But the graves, now according to what we can find, wow, look at that big garage. According to what we can find, the GPS says down here and up, there's a really pretty house at the end of town. It says it's there, but I don't think it is. There's an old city cemetery, Crum City Cemetery, right back here. I think that's it. I think the GPS is wrong on this one. I think it's over here. But we'll find out here in a little while. And I'll tell you the rest of the story when we get over there. Wow, look at that. Collapsing, isn't it? Look at where the stove pipes went out for the chimneys. Yeah, you can see them down here, there. There's two up there. There's one right there, and there's one right there where that breaker box was. Wow. Like I said, I've drove by this a million times. Wow, look at the size of those boulders. Let's go down and go in the garage and take a look. Look at that old door facing, old hinges. course, back then this was all, you know, coal mining community. So you know, coal miners and hillbillies, and you know, I'm sure it was a fun time here. I can imagine. We didn't have much, but we knew how to have fun with it. A little garage right here. Pull right in there, huh? A little muddy. Huh. Wow. Big place. And concrete floors too. Individual breaker boxes, I'm guessing, for the apartments that used to be. Huh. It's wild, ain't it? You know, just to kind of look at stuff like this and try to imagine what it must have been like back in its day. You know, activity, people roaming around, kids playing, you know, all the whole 9 yards. But there is the old Queen store that they built. And you can see William and Mary Queen right up there. 1935. Man, this traffic is getting crazy here. Okay, all right, let's head on out. We're going to head out here, and I'm going to go, I think it's over there, according to GPS. See where the curve, the road goes down and curves? Right there in that curve where the road goes up to a house. According to GPS, they're up there. Find a grave, you know, records, documents. I think records and documents are wrong. I could be wrong, and we'll find out today. I think they're over here. Let's go find out, shall we? Traffic really is picking up. That's 4 together. Whoa. Traffic really is picking up. Wow, look at that. I just noticed that. You can see where it's dug out of the rock to put that right in there. That is wild looking, isn't it? Like a little castle, a little sandstone castle. Middle of nowhere. Center of town, though. The place to be and be seen. I hear chickens. Right back over there. But that's pretty much the town. There's a post office here on the left. Copley's Market, like I said, they got everything in there. You would be shocked. It's the stuff they've got in there. It don't matter what you want. They've got it in 3 different sizes and 6 different colors. Like I said, the bathrooms, immaculately clean. Immaculately clean. But anyway, you've got a few houses and Public Service Commission right there. Water department, no doubt. A church, a school, and that's about it. A couple houses. That's the extent of Crum. You're looking at the entire town. You could drive across from one end of town to the other end of town. 20 seconds, 30 seconds, something like that. You could drive all the way across it. All right, let's go get in the car and head out behind the church and go see if we can't find any of these graves. See you guys over there. Okay, now this is the other end of town. You know, the building at the beginning of town is right down there. The one I just showed you is right down there. But I found a graveyard. I'm not sure if it's the graveyard I'm looking for. According to GPS, see that road right there? That's that curve I showed you up there. According to GPS, they're up in that little hollow right there. But I suspect that they're here. One way to find out, right? Well, guys, guess what? We were right. We were right, and the GPS is actually wrong. Imagine that. Wouldn't be a first, would it? Now, here's William M. right here, and Mary C. And what's strange about the family is that they all died in the 50s. William died on July 1st, 1953 of cirrhosis, and his wife, Mary, died 12 days later on July 13th, 1953, pretty much right after him. His mother, Elizabeth Betty Crum, was the daughter of the pioneers who founded the city of Crum. She died in 1955 of old age, so now all of you locals know how the town of Crum got its name. Their daughter, Llewellyn, died in 1954 of leukemia, followed by their son, Ernest, who died on July 4th in 1959 of a heart attack at age 53. The only exception is their son, Billy Scott Queen, who was 24 years old when he died in World War I at the Battle of the Bulge. Now, I wanted to see if he's buried here as well as Llewellyn, who's right there, because they have no graves listed as showing for them at all, okay? Now, this is Billy right here. I want to tell y'all something. Technician, 5th grade, Billy Scott Queen, November 20th, 1920 to December 16th, 1944, okay? 99th Division, killed in the Battle of the Bulge, Germany, Belgium. Okay, now, Billy here was part of a 4-member forward observation team. Billy would be the only man killed in action that day. He died on the ridge on the American side. His body would lay where it fell in the dugout, covered in snow, and would not be recovered until the early part of 1945, when the American Army recovered the ground. 4 men with the I&R platoon. Now, I'm not exactly sure what that is, but, you know, it's what the article says. I&R platoon would make a historic stand against overwhelming odds and cost the Germans there a whole day that would end up affecting the outcome of the Battle of the Bulge. So today I wanted to be sure that I looked to see if Billy was buried here with his family, or if he was buried in Belgium with thousands of other country boys that died far from home. So I'm glad to see that Billy is actually here with his family. Guys, that's... You get where I'm going. You get where I'm going. That's some true blue hero stuff. You know, he was the only man killed in action that day. If that ain't worthy of note, then I honestly do not know what is. Amazing stories, isn't it? Like I said, just the things you find, you know, looking around at an old building, the things that you find. And right here is Llewellyn Queen Preston, 1908 to 1954. That's her right there. And there's several more queens laying right here as well. But I guess since I'm down here, I'm going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and document this. This one's not that big, so I'll go ahead and document it and, you know, make sure that everything's updated and all that stuff as well while I'm here. But anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all coming along with me through our little ride on the Wayback Train. You know, here's some history from Crum, West Virginia, and some amazing history from one of our heroes. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming along with us. Thank you to all of our subscribers and Patreon members. We appreciate you guys. And I guess with that being said, I guess we're pretty much done with that part. So I guess there's only one thing left to do. Leo out.